Hey, what's up everyone? Andrew from American Musical Supply here at NAMM 2022. I'm in the CF Martin & Co. booth with Skip. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Pretty good, thanks. How's the show going for you?
It's great. I love to see all the people. We're glad to be back, and it feels like NAMM, so that's good. That's
awesome.
Real good.
Well, you certainly have a very comprehensive booth here, and I'm assuming that means lots of new products. So why don't you start off and give us a little tour?
Sure. Let's get started right here with this beauty. This is a GPC 13E Road Series guitar, and that's the special of it, the Zircote back and sides. We did this guitar for last show, and we wanted to also offer it in a burst, and the burst just sort of makes it that full package, especially looks nice in a cutaway. So we're pretty happy with the way it came out with the new mother of pearl pattern rosette and the pearl fingerboard inlay. Really ties it in, makes it feel like a lot of guitar for the price, and that's really what we were trying to do here, was get an affordable guitar into folks' hands, that beginner that sort of is ready to move up from that first guitar to that guitar they could perform with on stage. It's got electronics, sounds great plugged in, and we're really happy with the way it turned out.
Nice. And anything else new in the Road Series, or anything else you want to point out? Yeah,
we have the SC part of the Road Series line, which we can move over to check out. And I'll just touch on the Road Series. We've been transitioning to fine veneer. And fine veneer, it's been a lot of fun to do, because the solid wood, it's solid wood, but at that price point, it's a little bit more plain. So to be able to get the wood that's got that nice figure in it really makes it more special for the player. This is a Koa fine veneer. It's just gorgeous with the pattern and the figure that you see in the wood. And it draws your eyes to it. It's exciting.
Awesome, cool.
Speaking of exciting, our new SC10. This is a lot of fun. This is a satin finish guitar with that Koa fine veneer. That sort of murder black is really popular, and all that satin that's out there. And this looks really sleek, really nice in a satin finish with the black hardware that we have. The black tuners. We've also got our iris rosette that looks really nice, sort of that James Bond sort of aperture, look to it, right? Just wanted to try to get something modern that really draws in maybe that younger player, that person that wants to perform on stage. And then just to recap, removing that heel right there allows the player to be able to come all the way down the neck and play up here in those registers with that shoreline neck joint. So check these out. They're real comfortable, real easy to play on the stage. They've got the MXT, which has a tuner in the sound hole. So it's pretty inconspicuous. You can see that tuner tune up. When you turn it on, it mutes the input. Then you turn it off and you're back ready on stage. Cool. So we've come out with a special burst, which has the Zircote back and sides. Just gorgeous wood, And with that Kaya in the center of that fine veneer, it really performs well right out of the gate. The tonal properties that these guitars have, they're amazing. I think they'll blow you away. If you haven't had them in your hands, go out and give it a shot, try them. We're getting nothing but positive feedback with it. So we've got a clear top version and a sunburst in our special burst. And what does special mean for all the fans out there? Special is a term that's been used for a lot of years, over 100 years. And it's been used for so many things. And special typically means something different about it, right? So the SC13 special means there's something different. And what's different on this one is that it's got Zircote and a burst. This next one's a lot of fun. More importantly, really smart. You got to hand it to Chris Martin. A while back, when we were setting Rosewood aside it wasn't making it. It didn't match from a color perspective, or there was something aesthetically wrong. Our quality's very high, and on our lines, we want to hold that quality. And when wood, for aesthetic reasons, doesn't meet the bill, so to speak, we can't use it. And Chris Martin said, I don't want to get rid of it. Well, we couldn't use it. We had to keep stacking it up. And, you know, maybe he didn't know exactly what we were going to use it for, but sort of kept pushing that. Are we going to use that? What are we going to use that on? And while we didn't have something, we had to find something. And here it is. We finally figured it out. A way to utilize that rosewood that there was nothing wrong with it. Tonally, it's amazing. It just didn't meet the standards aesthetically for a D28. So now we found a way to utilize it. So this has got rosewood sides and back, and we created a finishing process that allows us to have it match a little bit better, right? And then we have torrefied Adirondack tops that they had streaks in it, or they had an aesthetic problem, and we weren't using them, and we were stacking them up. And now we're using them. Instead of them going in a dumpster like they could have if Chris didn't have the wherewithal to say, hey, I want to set it aside. I don't want to throw it away. You know, that wood is now making great sounding guitars. It's socially responsible. And while fun for the player, smart for the environment, smart for us. And go check them out, because for $19.99 you can get a rosewood side and back Triple O Streetmaster with an Adirondack torrefied top. These guitars are killer. You got to check them out. All right, so ukuleles are super important to our history. We made 4 times more ukuleles than guitars back in the Depression era. And with the ukuleles, we want to continue to remind folks how good we are at making them and how important they are to us. We also want to tie in sustainability. Sustainability is an effort that we're focused on for a lot of different reasons and a lot of different things that we do. In the ukuleles now, we have an FSC certified ukulele that now comes with a gig bag that's made from recycled ocean plastic. And that's super important to us, that we can now pair up a guitar and a gig bag that is responsible. The gig bag is world recyclable certified, and those bottles coming out of the ocean, that's important. So check it out. It's got a great color. The ukulele is made from certified sapelli, sides, back, top, and neck. They sound super, and it has a great look as well. This ukulele that I've got in my hand is reclaiming some wood that we otherwise wouldn't have used. So we're able to now tie in something that's important. Again, sustainability. This stuff would have been scrap in a dumpster. We found a way to use it. We're using a laser to do a different rosette that we've never done. This has a really cool feel. Noticed a lot of people already checking it out in the booth, because it's not something you're used to seeing at Martin. And, ooh, what's that? So this is a way for us to utilize fine veneer that is fall off from some of the other guitars that we make, and now we're putting it into an instrument that can go out and make music and help make the world a better place. So check those out, as well as a sinker mahogany ukulele. And we are making a lot of sinker mahogany guitars now. They're going down to Belize, they're pulling logs up out of the water and reclaiming the sinker mahogany. It's a really great story. When we make the guitars, we have some fall off. When we cut those perimeters out, we weren't using it. It would otherwise go in the dumpster. But again, Chris is saying, whoa, let's not throw that stuff out. Let's try to find a way to use it. And here's a beautiful ukulele made out of sinker mahogany. It sounds incredible. Check it out. That's made in Nazareth. The first 2 I talked about are made in our facility in Mexico. They're fine ukuleles, and we're proud of them. And also now we've got a gig bag that matches our sustainability efforts. Thanks for checking it out. Well, we're waiting for this guitar to get done over here so we can talk about it. What better for American Musical Supply, huh? Check it out. One-off hand-painted guitar by Robert Getzel. You gotta love it. American Musical Supply, go check them out. They're awesome. All right, next up, this one's a tongue twister, a CSSC 2022. What's that mean? It's a custom shop guitar. And we did the SCs, that body shape that we launched, actually the last time the NAMM show was here, right? And it's been really fun. It's a new shape that we hadn't had in a while, but 32 seconds after we launched it, because we made those in Mexico, it was like, are you gonna make them in Nazareth? Well, we make great guitars in Mexico. We make great guitars in Nazareth. Well, here you go. All those folks that asked us on all the forums, when are you going to make one? This custom shop version of the SC has been a lot of fun. And I got to hand it to Tim Teal, Ramin, Shaigan. They are designers, and along with Fred Green, they've really brought it home on this one. It's a modern deluxe platform, so that's got the liquid metal bridge pins, carbon fiber bridge plate, flame maple binding, torrefied Sitka spruce top. You know, it really embellishes the look of the guitar from an aesthetic standpoint. They got a focused now, one of a kind to this model inlay it's really not a tree of life, but it feels like that. It goes all the way down the fingerboard, and it's the first of its kind on this model. The inlay on the head plate is also first of its kind for this model. And then a beautiful double ring in a single ring fashion, inlaid pearl rosette. The elegance of the pearl around the edge of the guitar, they made the pearl thinner than what you would normally be used to seeing on like a 45, 41, 42, or 45 traditional instrument. Just really got all of the elements of aesthetic beauty, and then when you play it, it's really gonna round everything out for you, because it's astonishing how well our design team is able to bring everything together when they've got a vision. And I've played this guitar, heard some really good players play this guitar, blows me away. And then it's got, you know, that Sureline neck joint, the area where we've removed the heel so you can come all the way up to access the higher registers of the guitar. So Custom Shop SC 2022, check it out. Another piece that's, you know, got quite the design and the craftsmanship of inlay work, all the way from the head plate down through the fingerboard and then the rosette area. This is an arts and crafts motif. We've done several versions. It's going to be limited to 100 instruments, and it's got flame maple binding. It's a sinker redwood top, so the same way we get that sinker mahogany out of the rivers, the sinker redwood was done in the same fashion, which really gives it a nice coloration and a unique sound. It's got a Martin sound, but it's unique because it's got different woods that really perform in a unique way. The flamed walnut with that purple maple dyed, and then that inlay in the arts and crafts motif really make you go, whoa, what's that? I don't recognize that. You know, all the way to the heel cap where it's got that dyed maple and then that arts and crafts motif inlaid. Just super, super ornate, but not over the top. Enough that says, man, I could see myself owning that. All the way to the pick guard that's actually inlaid into the top. That Sitka spruce has been routed out, and then that pick guard has been inlaid into the top, inset, if you will. And it's just, it's got it all going on, and there's only going to be 100 ever made. So check it out. Hopefully you get a chance to play them. They're also really, really cool when you hear the sound. Okay, this one was a lot of fun. You know, right around the time I graduated high school, Shake Your Moneymaker came out, right? So the Black Crowes, Rich Robinson's a guitar player for the Black Crowes, and we partnered with him to do an artist model. Super, super fun for me, especially. And, you know, I'll tell the story. His father was a musician, and, you know, he was in the business, and he had a 1954 D28 that ultimately passed on to Rich. And his brothers, you know, listening to Rich talk about it, he's like, you know, that guitar was always around, and my dad was playing, and, you know, they were around it. And eventually they picked it up and they started playing, and then the guitar was passed on to him, and he wanted to commemorate that. And his dad played in a band of the Appalachian, and appropriately, this guitar is a D28 Rich Robinson Appalachian. You'll see that on the label on the inside. But so what we did, this is the first Martin guitar that we've ever done like a recreation. You know, I'm not calling it a relic. It's a representation of that guitar. So we took that guitar, we took photos, we analyzed it, and we tried to make this guitar be a very close representation of everything his father's guitar is. And if you take those two guitars right now and you put them next to each other, I contend you'll have a hard time figuring out which one's which. So, you know, all the way down all the nicks and dents in the top. It's got high glue construction like a 1954 D28 would have. You know, the headstock had some dings. It was played a lot, you know, and it's got wear. And really the folks, our research and development team did a great job trying to recreate everything about that guitar and make this one look just like it. And when you grab it, you know, if you didn't know, you'd say, I wonder why they've got that older guitar hanging on the wall. And, you know, kudos to the folks in the factory helping us to really bring this project home. And thank you, Rich Robinson. It was a lot of fun working with you. Check it out. These will be available.
So Skip, thank you so much for that really comprehensive tour of the booth, and also super cool to hear about the sustainability efforts that Martin is making and the initiatives that Chris Martin has implemented. So if you're interested in finding out more information about Martin guitars in general and seeing some of these new products, you can head on over to AmericanMusical.com. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.